I learned more from that book, and it's more up to date than any reference guide on the social mediums that I have found recently. The Socialnomics, Eric Quailman. According to Nielsen and other statisticians, YouTube is now the second largest engine behind Google. More people are using YouTube for searches than any other search engine other than Google, which is the big dog. 80% of people using Twitter are on their mobile iPhones or their Blackberries or their mobile device. So Twitter is reaching a very mobile generation. 1 out of 8 people that will be married this year, 2010, will probably meet on one of the social networks. You know, how many years ago, if you met somebody at a dating service, you were considered just absolutely weird? But now that's where 1 out of 10 people are actually meeting their lifelong spouse, or, well, lifelong until the next one comes along. Okay. Now here's one that really interested me. Social networks have overtaken porno as the #1 online activity. I know you're sitting there saying, well, not in my house. The #1 thing people did online for years was porn. Guess what? Social networks have knocked porn out as the #1 online activity. Facebook is the 4th largest country in the world, behind USA, India, and China. The population is incredible. In 2009, for the first time, social networks surpassed email as the #1 form of communication between adults. 68%, it jumped from 65 to 68% preferred social mediums over traditional email. That jumped in 1 year, 3%. Of the 173 top-rated social networks, this is Wikipedia, 27 of them have more than 20 million frequent users. Now bear in mind, those are redundant people, because most people are members of 2 or 3 social mediums. So not necessarily unique individuals, but there's 173 websites that have more than 20 million subscribers. 88% of all Fortune 500 companies are using Twitter, the big companies. Twitter has reported every major news story faster than Fox or CNN. Everybody remembers where you were when a certain incident happened. Well, when Michael Jackson passed away last year, I was in the Delta Sky Club in Dallas, Texas. And the TV, everybody was huddled around the TV. Michael Jackson was ill, and Fox News was saying, well, he's going to recover, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. And I'm on Twitter, and Janet Jackson is twittering, my brother is dead. 20 minutes before CNN acknowledged it. It was on Twitter. The country of Iran and the country of China have absolutely blocked Twitter, especially Iran, because they said it was fueling the social revolution. They said Twitter was fueling the revolutions on the streets. That's how powerful these mediums are. Let's start with Facebook. Facebook's the big dog. It's the 800-pound gorilla. #2 traffic site right behind Google. Now, Sean, you had an announcement about that earlier.
As of about a week and a half ago, Facebook surpassed Google.
Facebook just overtook Google in the last week and a half. Remember I told you my stats are already out of date? The 4th largest country on the planet. 40% growth every quarter. They have 40% more people using this medium. 400 million people actively using it regularly now. And 38% of them are U.S. citizens. And those are adult figures. 50% of that 200 million people are on at least once a day. So in other words, 200 million people daily on Facebook.